What's going on? What it do, man? Then what it do? Happy New Year! If you're in the building today, show me some love in the comments. Let me do a few shout outs. Men's Monday is back. You know the hashtag Men's Monday 412. Let's spread the news, like the video, share the video. Come on, guys, subscribe. Let's get this out there tonight. I'm excited, man. We've been away for like, I don't know, see if it gets 3 to 4 weeks. No, it's not 4 weeks, maybe like 3 weeks. We had a phenomenal men's gathering, Say Yes 2.0, which is available right now to watch on YouTube. So I encourage you, go and watch Omer's words, go and watch Israel's word, go and watch the conversation, fam. That was an electrifying men's gathering. I want to shout out Micah, Zuriel, Josiah, Dami, fam. We're back, you know. I want to shout out Manny, fam. I miss you, man, them so much. I think today I was just pondering on like that's the beginning of last year, just like 30, 40 men that's up in there in London Bridge, just with our pizzas, with our sweet and salt popcorn. Just debating, arguing, having a good time, man. Just breaking the bread, growing, praying, crying, all that good stuff, man. And you know, we've been reduced to the internet, but we still make it work. We still make it, you know, do the thing, you know what I mean, man? So I want to shout out Tosan. I want to shout all of you guys out, man. Trust me, man, I'm praying for you, man, them. Honestly, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you guys, man. And just praying that God will just give us the wisdom and grace as men to navigate through this season, man, because it's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? And Boris is making an announcement in about 22 minutes. Don't know what he's going to say, but, you know, bless the name of the Lord. That's all we can say, fam. And I want to encourage you, and even me myself, guys, I'm being convicted more to pray for our government, to pray against, you know, this COVID-19, you know what I'm saying, all these new variants and stuff. I really want to encourage you, brothers, man. Like, let's, especially as men, especially as priests of the Lord, let's put this into our daily prayer points, because I know I am now, because it's getting mad. Today was the highest recording number of cases since this thing has happened in the UK. So it's looking a bit bleak and a bit mad. And I want to encourage you guys, man, as men of God, you know, we it's spiritual first for us, you know what I mean? So let's do this in the spirit. Let's abide by the rules in the natural. I want to encourage you guys, man, to stay at home. You know what I mean? To stay at home. But other than that, because this is not a coronavirus update, this is Men's Monday. I want to quickly just give you guys an overview of what we're going to be doing this year. This year is the year of the model man. The year of the model man. This is the year of the model man. This is the year of the model man. I wanna keep saying that into your ears. This is the year where I want us as men to actualize what we have been learning, the principles and the concepts of being a man. For all of you guys that have been at 412 Men for a while, you would know that you can put me back on the screen now, Todd. You would know that this is our mantra. Our scripture is based on 1 Timothy 4 verse 12, which talks about being an example, which talks about us showing showing other believers how to be, in how they speak, in how we conduct ourselves, in our faith, in our purity. And this year, I want to challenge all of you guys, not just to be men that attend and Men's Monday, but I want you to be men who allow Men's Monday to be a route in your life where you now take what you have learned, you let it nourish you first, you let it deal with you first, and that you will go back and sow and disciple the lives of others. So the challenge this year, it's going to be a practical year. It's January already, and we're doing money right now because we want to teach you, man, how to handle money. You know, I don't want to hear, "Oh, I'm not good with money." Not when you're a man. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. As a man, and I'm not telling you to be Bill Gates and Rob Proctor and all their man there, but I am telling you that you are, as a man, you should be able to know how to handle finances and make money work for you. So we're going to look at this thing from a practical element. Got my boy Emmanuel coming here, giving us that real. We're going to look at it from a spiritual dynamic as well. We're going to make sure that we're not men that are slaves to money, but we're men that understand that money is a tool that is used to serve us. And as we know, and as Solomon said, money answereth all things. So we understand the role of money in the natural world. And I want you as kingdom believers in a time where it's bleak financially, to a degree, people are winning, people are losing. We want to teach you guys how you can become, you know, financially astute in all these matters. So this year we're going to be talking about sexuality, emotions. We're going to be talking about, you know, mental. We're going to get real practical and gritty. And the challenge and the goal this year is for all of you to disciple one man. All of you to disciple one man, whether that's your nephew, your cousin, your little brother, or somebody that you just got saved. I don't mind. I don't care. I want you active in the role of discipleship. So the challenge this year, and I really want to say by the end of this month, find somebody that you can disciple. Find somebody that you can disciple. If there's anything that I can say to you, men, that has took my walk with God to another level, is where I took upon the responsibility of being active with my faith in actually investing into the lives of other people. And I want to tell you something, guys. More blessed are you to give than to receive. You need to let what God is doing in your life become a model for somebody else. And I want to challenge you all. You should all be, I hope all of you are being discipled. And if you're not, find someone to disciple you, to mentor you. But I want to challenge you all the more to find someone to disciple. So this is the year of the model man. This is the year where we actualize. This is the year where we show ourselves to be models that are worthy to follow. And I want to encourage you, men, that God has put gifts in you. God has put a talent in you. God has a demand on you. You have been saved for a reason. And on that blessed day, when he comes back to test our works, I want you to hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I want you to be people who bear good fruit and show yourself to be disciples. And you can't call yourself a disciple if you're not discipling somebody else. So we'll go more into that later on. But without further ado, I want to welcome onto the screen my bro, Emmanuel. How are you doing? Emmanuel.
Yes, my bro. How are you? Good.
I'm alive. I'm well. You know what I'm saying? We thank God, man, for, you know, we thank God for health, money to buy food, money to pay bills.
Love it. How the brothers? How everyone's good, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for being here.
Literally, man. Thank you once again for being with us, bro. Last time you did a madness, bro. The nowhere effect. My good
Come
God.
on.
If any of you guys were here, bro, show some love in the comments. This man of God came and just done a spanner on us. It was powerful, man. We'll talk about that for weeks, bro. It was phenomenal. And obviously we're back here again with you in your element, in your forte, in your genius, you're in your lane now to come and talk to us about money. So I'm very excited to what you're gonna share tonight. Guys, Emmanuel's going to share for about half an hour or so, and then afterwards we're going to take questions. So please Do write your questions in the comments. We will put the questions up and we'll go through as much as possible. But I want you guys to get your notepads out. I want you guys to get your pens out, get your phones out. I want you guys to take notes. I want you guys to be really engaged. I want you guys even now, share the video, get your phones out, Instagram live it, tweet it, tell the man them, come, let's talk all things money and men. So without further ado, I want to give you as much time as possible. The floor is over to you, man of God.
Yes, my brothers, man. I'm so happy to be sharing with you all. And, this is the way that I wanted to start the year with you guys, just trying to add value, talk about money, talk about finance, talk about how we can be better with our money, start the year off right, man. So please take notes, if you need to, whatever you need to do to get it, just get it. We're going to do a Q&A at the end. This is part 1. So today I really wanted to come and share some key fundamental things when it comes to money mindset and so forth. And then next week will be more of a conversation, more talking about, things in general, and, we can really get onto it. But we're definitely going to do your questions today as well. So if you've got questions, let me know, man. I appreciate each and every one of you being here, because obviously you could be anywhere. So I appreciate you taking the time to invest in yourself. And I know will add some value today. So yeah, man, without further ado, let's do this, man. Let's do this. Wow. When something works in rehearsal and then you come into the live thing and it's not working, ain't it mad? Let's do this. I'm trying to share my screen and it's not letting me do it. Here we go. Hey, and we just did this. Can you guys see my screen? You can't see my screen, can you? Oh, wow. Okay, let's cancel this. I don't know what to do to make this thing work.
I'm thinking might come out and come back in again,
Come out the whole thing and go back in?
Yeah, come in again, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'll hold it down for you while you're gone, G.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Sorry, man, Dev. It was working before. For some weird reason, it wants to be doing higgy haga now. If you're spiritual, start to intercede and pray. Command the share screen to work. But guys, I wanna ask a question. I want you to give me ratings out of 10. How well is your financial IQ? What would you rate your financial IQ out of a 10? Give me some love in the comments out of 10. Oh, Emmanuel's back now.
I'm back. Hopefully this works.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. That is the best one. Let's see.
Alternative is that you can email it to us and then we can pull it up for you.
Okay. We'll try it one more time and let's see what happens. There we go. All right. So hopefully everyone can see my screen now and that's working. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. So today we're talking personal finance. This is Personal Finance 101. This is the basis of finance. And yeah, man, like I said, any questions you got, let me know. We're going to go through it. But I always like to start with a quote. And for me, I love this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. I think about it every day because, fear will come from wherever. There's always fear. There's always doubts. There's always things that will make you not want to take that step forward. And every time that happens to me, I always remember to give more energy to my dreams than I do to my fears. And it sounds simple, but it can be very difficult for a lot of us. And I always love to start that. Give more energy to your dreams. Focus on your dreams, focus on your goals, and let's get there. So for those that don't know me, I'm Emmanuel Asuquo, financial advisor and owner of the E-Man Effect UK, qualified regulated financial advisor. I have been for over 13 years. For some of you would have seen me in 2019. I did a program on Channel 4, Save or Spend Better. I've done BBC One. I've done This Morning. It's just non-stop. And I thank God for everything he's done in regards to lifting me up and allowing me to be in this position. If you don't know my background, I'm a brother from Tower Hamlets, East London, grew up on a council estate, didn't do well at school, didn't do well at university, but God still persevered and it gave me this gift and lifted me up, and I put the work ethic, the knowledge, the hard work, the sacrifice to get to where I am today. So yeah, I appreciate that I get to do what I love and call it work. And it's not really work. I don't feel like this is work. This is what I love to do, and people pay me to do it. And I pray everyone gets to that place where they're doing what they love and they get paid for it. It's just a wonderful place to be in. People always ask me, what's the mantra? What's the key? How do we get there? Look, this is it, man. Get paid what you're worth, spend less than you earn, and invest in your future. Too many of us live for the here and now, live for today, live for the right now. We're not investing in our future, but we know that every day we're taking a step closer. So whether that's retirement, whether that's whatever that is for you, whatever it holds for you, invest in your future. That might be your children as well. So again, it's about looking beyond the moment, and it's very hard because, you know, social media will get you to look at, you know, right now. And if you're not where you want to be right now, you failed. But also understanding getting paid what you're worth. I think a lot of us, and we're going to talk about, you know, exchanging time for money and so forth, but for a lot of us, we don't get paid what we're really worth. And we end up, and we spend more than what we get paid, hence why we're in financial difficulties. You want to make sure you spend less, all right, so that you got money to invest. And the aim is that, you know, we get to the point where we get our investments working for us. And that brings me nicely to delay gratification. I don't know if anyone knows the person in the picture. Let me see the wisdom in the comments. Does anyone know who that's in the picture sitting on the Lambo? Let me look at the comments will let me know. Delay gratification is about not focusing on the here and now, but understanding that actually what the plan is for me to delay what I'm doing now, what I want to spend on. I want to spend money on things, but I'm not going to spend money on things now. I'm going to delay my gratification and put that money to invest in the future. And my investments will then pay for the lifestyle that I want to live. All right. Somebody that didn't know. Okay, the comments are right. The comments are banging. Yeah. These guys know Hush when they see him. All right, cool. This is somebody who didn't do delay gratification. Look, it looks lovely. It looks amazing. It looks lovely. You got the car. Look at the bag. You know, money will make you wear a bag that's very close to looking like a woman's bag, but because it's expensive, man will just be turning in the side eye and saying it's all right. I can carry a woman's purse. I can wear women's clothes. I can do whatever's necessary that I want to because it's expensive. It's not for me, but that's what some people are on. But what I'm talking about is understanding that actually now what man has had to sacrifice, man's in court on trial. If he ends up in prison, what was it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? And that's what I want to. Sometimes we are battling and we are doing stuff, and we have to ask ourselves: is it worth it? Some people will spend loads of money to go on a holiday and enjoy that holiday, knowing that when they come back after that 10 days is done, when they come back, they're on the ropes. They got debt collectors after them. They got people that they've borrowed money from to go on that holiday coming to collect, and they have no means of paying that back. All for pictures on Instagram. And so for me, it's about understanding the importance of delay gratification. No one's saying don't have no fun. No one's saying don't have no enjoyment, but understand the balance and get to a point where we can delay our gratification. All right, then it brings me on to needs versus want. Once we've delayed our gratification, once we said, okay, you know what, actually, I understand that I'm not going to spend all my money right now. I need to delay some of it. How do we pick what we're going to spend and what we're not? We need to understand the difference between what we need versus what we want. And for a lot of us, I'm telling you, for a lot of us, we have confused wants for needs. Okay, for a lot of us, like, you know, some of us, the cars that we drive, the clothes that we buy, the watches that we own, the shoes that are on our feet are all wants and nothing to do with what we actually need. And in fact, they're wants that we can't even afford. Forget whether we need them or not. We can't even afford them. And so now I always talk about the fact there are loads of people with more like these belts around their waists, or these watches on their wrists, but have no savings. They have no money in the space of if an emergency comes. And man will tell me, but a watch is an investment. But really and truly, just because something keeps its value doesn't make it an investment, okay? And the type of watches that that a lot of people are buying are not even the ones that are the investment. They're the ones that are affordable. Like, they're not rare pieces. And again, I always tell people, if you're gonna do something, do it proper. Like, if you're talking about, I'm on this antiques thing, I'm looking at. We've all watched Antiques Roadshow. You see someone buy something from a car boot sale for £5 and it's worth £5,000. Yeah, that's different. If that's what you're saying, you're gonna put the education, you're gonna put the knowledge, you're gonna put the time in to actually learn a craft. And now watches or jewelry or antiques is your thing. That's different. But for most of us, we just want to buy expensive things, and then to make sure that people get off our back, will say, well, it's an investment. If that makes you feel better, do your thing. But what I'm about is about legacy. It's about wealth. It's about what are people going to say when I'm gone. What am I doing for my generations? It's beyond me. I'm here to break poverty cycles for my kids and my kids' kids. I need to make sure that I'm being and doing above and beyond, so that I can give my kids the leg up that my parents tried to give me, and I can give them an even better one, and they can give their kids. And that's what I want to pass down. I'm not here to pass down LV belts. I'm not trying to give belts to my kids and all these, like, that's not for me. But each their own. No disrespect. If that's your thing, do your thing. But that's just not me. So, Philippians 4:19, and my God will meet all of your needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. I like to say that it says all of your needs. It doesn't say all of your wants. Okay? And so sometimes when we're reading things the way we want to. All right? And then again, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. My thing is that it's the words. It's all people think is money and evil, but they forget the love. And for a lot of us, I feel like what money does is that it makes that love of money comes from the love of attention. Money provides you with attention. Listen, the reason when we look at Instagram, the reason Instagram blows is because we make it blow. We have said that there is a credibility, there is a desire to be Insta famous. We have given it clout. And so because we give that platform clout, now people's jobs come. People can now say, I'm a influencer. That's a job now. That's somebody's job, which pays them nicely. Like that wasn't a career before, but that's because we have made it and said, look, as people, that's what we want, that's what we desire, and so that makes it cool. And so now we have to think how much we put into it. See what money. The thing for me is that we focus so much on money, but I don't teach. When I speak to young people, when I speak to people, I don't teach them about money. I teach them about value. For a lot of us, we don't understand value. And that's why certain way that we will treat our parents, certain way that we treat our partners in relationships, certain ways that we treat, even when we have nice cars or clothes or the way our room is, we don't value things. You get something, it always breaks because we don't value it. We don't understand the value of things for a lot of us because we've always had, or because nobody's taught us the importance of value, and all we focus on is money. And for me, I'm always about value over money. And I compare it to apples and trees. All right. So we see in the picture, for a lot of us, we want the apple. All we're focused on is getting apples. And so we give our time in our jobs. And so we work for a whole month, 30 days gone, just so we can get some apples. And then guess what? Because we're so focused on apples, we're always going to have to find somebody that owns a tree. And that person that owns the tree will now have control over us, control over our time, because we desire apple. But for me, I'm about value. And value is planting the tree. You see, when you plant that tree, it takes time for it to grow. You don't see. It takes time for you to nurture your talent. It takes time for you to learn a skill. It takes time for you to be able to, before you can give back, you have to have something to give. So it takes time. You got to put that in the ground. You got to water that. You got to nurture it. You got to let nature take its course. That may not happen in the time that you want. And when you're doing that, people, you and the person that's focusing on apples have the same. There's nothing to be seen. You don't own a tree. You've planted one, but there's nothing to be seen. But it's that time. And for a lot of us, back to the delayed gratification, we don't want to delay our gratification. So we don't want to give the tree time to grow. But you see, once you've grown your tree, you'll always be able to get an apple. And that's value. And when you focus on adding value, giving back, helping people, if you can solve people's problems, these are the people that are the richest in the world, are people that are able to solve the most trickiest problems in life, the most common problems in life, problems that we go through every single day. But for a lot of us, we just want the solution. We just want the apple. We don't want to focus on dealing with the problem in itself and how do we create the solution for that problem. Okay, we just want the antidote. We're trying to be the pharmacist here. We're trying to make it. And so I hope you lot understand what I'm trying to say and see, and hopefully that can help you change your mindset from being the person that's just focused on getting the apple and slaving away and giving all my time and all my energy to be given an apple once a month, which is our salary, and go into a place where you can now start to build wealth, add value. And now money can come to you. Apples can come to you. You can claim that whenever you want. That's yours. You can go and barter that, sell that, create income from that. Acts. In everything I did, I showed you that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak. Remembering the words of the Lord Jesus himself, it is more blessed to give than to receive. It is more blessed to give than to receive. You see, the person that gives adds value. The person that gives adds value. We miss these stuff. The person that gives is the person adding value. And because of their value, they are rewarded. So we look at Apple. There were already phones out there. They already existed, but they changed it. They made it. They added their brand. They added to it. They created something. And they give. Now they create a phone, and every 6 months or 12 months, they create a new version, and people queue like the old one's rubbish, all because the new one came out. They're giving. And a lot of us, all we do is receive. We give our time, we give our energy, but we're not adding value. So we are the receivers. And because we are the receivers, that means that we can only take certain amount of time off on holiday. It means that you can't go to your kids' play. It means that you can't, do you understand? Because we are receivers. We are in the position of receiving. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Then the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. This is where we have to understand that. When I see for a lot of us, we make money and we don't go into debt, but we just make money and we spend the money. It's like our goal. Like, let's say you make $2,000 a month. You get to like 3-4 days before payday and you still got £300. You're like, wow, how do I spend this? I've got £100 a day to spend. Like, it's your goal to spend all the money that you make. And this is why you're not poor, but you're not rich. You're not in any position of power, because as it comes in, it goes. And this is what we talk about. You're not thinking about the future. You are not sowing any seeds. I see man with a lovely car. I see man with nice clothes, beautiful wife, great kids, everything. Has no savings. still on holiday 3-4 times a year, no savings. If he lost his job, he couldn't. They said the average person, if they lost their job, they couldn't last more than 10 days. So let's say you get paid, so you lose your job, you get that final paycheck, so you last a month. After that, you can only survive another 10 days. Another 10 days. You've been working for 20 years and you can only survive 10 days. You've been working for 10 years, 15 years, and you can only survive 10 days. Yet your most biggest priority is to go to Afro Nation. Yet your most biggest priority is to update your car. Yet your most biggest priority is to buy £1,000 gifts for your missus to impress her. To me, this is why the rich rule over the poor. The biggest example I can give you of the rich ruling over the poor is in March, the poor were running to go and buy toilet roll, and the rich were buying stocks. And by December, the rich probably doubled their worth, and the poor, all they had was the toilet roll that they didn't even end up using under their bed. This is the mindset that we need to change. This is what we need to understand, and it's biblical. It's here. This is not me. I didn't make this up. This has been written from however many years the Bible's been around. Do you understand? Don't be pressured by social media. Nobody's posting their failures. I think sometimes one of the biggest things that we're missing as young people is critical thinking. It's something that we don't have. We haven't been taught to critically think. Let me tell you, in private schools, they have been taught to critically think. Critically thinking. To not just accept what is being told to me, but to say, but is that right? To challenge what I'm seeing and not just accept it for the way it is or in the way it's being delivered. For a lot of us, we're on social media and we're acting like, because I see 1 minute or 30 seconds or I see 3-4 posts a day from somebody, I know them. I know their life. I know how they live. Think about it. Let's say someone posts once a day and they post a reel or they post a clip, a 1 minute clip. There's 24 hours in a day. And you think because you saw 1 minute of their day or they recorded 1 minute in a way, knowing that you were going to see it. Listen, we all know what it's like when you walk into a room when people know you're going to be there and when people don't know you're going to be there. You see, when you're prepared for something, like you have to remember, social media, you're watching it in the past. Somebody had to record it before they could give it to you. Listen, I don't want to get too deep, but I don't know if I like movies and stuff. Do you know what I mean? When you think about it, like when you're watching social media, to you, this is happening right now. But before you could see it, somebody had to record it. Obviously, there are lives and so forth, but a lot of the videos that we're seeing that you're enjoying, that you're liking, somebody's taken time to record that. And that's probably not their first attempt. They probably recorded it, didn't like it, redid it, changed the words until they got it perfect and they put it out there. And now you are basing what you're going to do with your life based on what somebody else has taken time to record to show you in a certain way. This is why we're struggling. This is why when my brother Ayo's talking about go and disciple someone, it's so important. You need to go and disciple someone. You need to go and open their mind. You need to understand that they are being pressured and being taught and being put down, and they need you to come and say, listen, you're great. They need you to come and you're a king. You're blessed and highly favored. You have value. You are valuable with or without those clothes, with or without those friends, with or without that holiday, with or without that car. That's what I'm talking about. That's discipleship. And people be like, I'm not going to lie, more time, you don't even hear me in these environments. But when I see Ayo and I see what he's doing, like, I've got to support that. That's a brother that's really just trying to do what's right, really trying to get the right message out there, really trying to help the people. I get churches all the time that want to invite me to come down just so I can talk my talk and then they want me to add in about offering and giving offering. You think I don't know what you're trying to use man's thing for your own personal good? But I'll leave you all to God, and I'll leave it to your own thing. For me, I know what I'm here for. I know what I'm trying to do. I know what I'm trying to support. I know that I was in a position where I had a nice salary, I had bonuses, I had a company car, a company credit card, and I saw my people suffering, and I had to let that go. I had to let all of that go to come and help my people. And financially, I was in a worse position for doing that. But guess what? 3 years later, man makes double what I was making them times. And I work less. I work 3 days a week. And even that work is doing what I love. You gotta understand, like, you can stay in the bubble, and yes, it's scary to leave it, but you gotta make the decisions for you and yourself and what you believe in and what you want to do. And you gotta understand what's important to you. You got to know your why. Too many of us don't know our why, so we just move. Here we're talking about the difference between an asset and liability. It's important for you to understand that for a lot of us, we are putting a lot of the hard money that we earn, the hard work, the hours that we put in at work, we're putting it into liabilities. We're putting it into things that go down in value. You buy the item of clothing, once you've worn it, it's worth less. You buy that car, once you've driven it, it's worth less. You go on that holiday, you don't get that money back. All you have is memories. These are we're putting a lot of our money, our hard-earned money that we work hard for. You know what happens when you go in there into the workplace? You want to put your jollof in the microwave. All of a sudden, everyone's sniffing. What's that? Oh, that smells exotic. Come on, bruv. I'm just supposed to eat and go home. I don't like sandwiches. I don't want to. Now man's having to go get ham sandwiches. And because you lot wanted to sniff around. I wasn't sniffing around your pickled onion, Sam. You was eating pickled onion. I wasn't sniffing around you. Why are you bothering me? We got to go into meetings, and when we say something, we're aggressive. You work hard for your money. You know what you have to do for your money. And then you make it and you squander it. You just let it all go. Talking about YOLO, YOLO, YOLO. I always say it's more like no dough, no dough, no dough. You got no dough. So for me, you have to start thinking about yourself as a business. Start putting yourself and say, I'm a business. So if I'm a business, I need to operate like a business. A business, you can't walk into a business owner doesn't walk into the shop the same time as the customers. A business owner has to get in there before, prepare, has to look at stock, has to review, has to look at the prices, has to look at his competitors. You got to start moving in your personal life as if you're a business. Because when you and I know, people always have stuff to talk about Jay-Z, but I love this line. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. For me, like, when you understand your value and your worth, and you understand you're a businessman, you got to move different. You got to operate differently. You got to move on a higher plane because you're a business. You have to have a plan. Set goals, drill down, write them down, have a date for it, define, have an accountability partner. Too many of us are trying to be an island, trying to do it on our own. Have an accountability partner, and not your best friend that will nod everything you do. You want an accountability partner that will challenge you, that will say, oh yeah, but you said you were going to do this. You said you were going to get 10 and you got 8. That's not good enough. Why didn't you get it? What happened? What are the things that went wrong? What could we do differently? You don't want accountability partners like, oh yeah, you got 8, man, but 8 is close enough. Like, you want someone that's going to hold you accountable to the things that you say. And sometimes we have to understand as men that we can't just say, we have to mean what we say and start to walk in purpose. You got to break it down. I always talk about reverse engineering. For me, I don't start with my task. I start with my goal. What am I trying to achieve? I set the goal first, then I work out backwards. So if I know that I want to buy a house, that's the goal. This is the deposit. Okay, now I know the deposit. This is how much I need to save each month. I work backwards. This is how much I need to save each year, depending on how long it is. This is how much I need to save each month. This is what it works on a weekly basis. These are the things I need to cut. You work it backwards. Work out your first steps so you can keep going. And then celebrate. A lot of the time, one of the biggest things that I find is that we don't celebrate as we hit milestones. because we don't have a plan in the first place. So we're just going. So we don't even know when we're supposed to celebrate because we had no target. How do you celebrate with no target? I hope people are listening, because for a lot of us, this is what we're doing. We're just going through life. And we can't celebrate the win if you never had a target. How do you know you had a good year? People are like, oh yeah, it was a good year. How do you know you had a good year? You never had a target. You never had any goals. How do you know you had a good year? Imagine how better your year could have been if you had goals, if you had a target. This is what we have to start looking at doing. Don't postpone till tomorrow what you can achieve today. For a lot of us, this is what we do. We postpone it. We hold off and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and, no, the next day. Before you know, you've done nothing. Before you know, you're watching somebody else. Someone always told me, man, you don't want to be at the show that you're supposed to be at in the audience watching somebody else do what you can do. I said, you know what? Real talk. I promised myself I'm not going to be at the show I'm not going to be at the show I was supposed to be at and be in the audience watching somebody else do what I was supposed to do because I didn't do it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get it done because I know my purpose. Budget. Have a budget. Create a budget. How much does it cost to be you? I always tell people, I ask people the question, how much does it cost to be you? Ain't got a clue. You don't know how much, but you know what time you got to get to work. You know what time lunch is. You know what your manager's having for lunch. You know everything inside out about work, but work is somebody else's dream. I'm talking about you. When it comes to you, you don't know how much it costs to be you. Yet you've been being you for over 20 years. Over 30 years, you've been being you. And you don't know how much it costs to be you. I hope people are listening. Listen, review your last 3 month statements. Work out on average. Look at where your money's going. Work out on average. And then, like I said, go down and then go to the needs and wants. Then go to the delayed gratification and create a budget for yourself. Take control of your money. Some people like to split it in these different ways: 30% on bills, 30% on food, 30% on enjoyment. 20% on enjoyment and 20% on nest egg, which is saving. It's all up to you. But what's really important is that you work out how you split your money. So you want to have an account for your bills. Too many people have the same account that they pay their bills from is the same account that they spend in the shop. And then what happens is you have £100, or you think you have £100. So then you go and spend £50 on something that you didn't need to buy anyway. Go and spend it. And then £40 bill comes out. Now you got £10 for the rest of the month. Split your accounts. Split it. Again, sometimes it's about we're trying to be convenient. Oh, it's easier to have one account. It's easier, but it's not clean. I want my finances to be clean. I want to know where everything is. So I have a bills account, and guess what? I add up my bills. I know how much my bills cost. So I put that amount of money in. So now I know my bills are getting paid. That's done. I don't need to worry about that anymore. I've put that money in. From day one, my bills are paid. I'm good. Then I've got an everyday account. So for me, I have three. I just have my everyday and my spending account is the same. I put myself on a budget. This is how much I've got to live off. So no matter how much I want to spend, this is what I'm giving myself. I put myself on a budget. And then I've got what's left. I got what's left for savings. And then I can start investing. Then I can start building an emergency fund. Then I can start investing. Then I can start looking at property. People always want to talk the big stuff. Oh yeah, I want to get into Forex. My guy, you want to get into Forex? We don't even have an emergency fund. It doesn't make sense. Like we're trying to run before we can crawl. So I've gone through it. These are the buckets there. Then savings for me. Instant access, instant income bond. It's gone down. It's not even this rate anymore. So savings is difficult. But remember, with savings, it's about instant access. It's about instant access because your emergency fund, you want to be able to hold on to it. You don't want it to go too fast, too far away. So you want to be able to hold on to it. So it's about instant access. All right. Lifetime ISA. If you're thinking about buying a property, lifetime ISA is a no. First time buyer trying to buy a property, lifetime ISA is a no-brainer. Put 4K in, you get 25%. For every 4,000 you save in it, you get £1,000 from the government. And you can use it on new builds or you can use it on the old style. You don't have to just go new builds. So it's a no-brainer. All right. Yes, there's an exit penalty. At the moment, it's 20%, but it's going to go back to 25%. But that's just part of investing. If you're going to invest, and the money that you put in there should only be for a property. If you needed to take it for something else, then you're going to lose a little bit. All right. But that's investing. Lifetime ISA is available as a cash or stocks and shares. For me, I just say leave it as cash. There's no need to be greedy. You're already getting 25%. Why are you going to chase more? Just chill out. Take your 25%. There's Money Box, Nottingham Building Society. There's also Hargreaves Lansdowne as well. So there are a few different options. All these savings accounts, all the interest rate is gone right now. Interest rates are rubbish. But what I would say is sometimes they are good for building the habit. So if you want to get into the habit, you can look at some of these, regular savers. You can look at the regular savers and just try and put it in. But remember, the percentage is not what you're getting a month. So if it says you're getting 2.75%, that is 2.75 divided by 12, and you can only put £200 to £300 a month in it. Okay? So don't be shocked by the interest you get at the end. Okay? It's not like they let you have it all at the end. They give you 2.75 on the 3,600 that you saved after 12 months. If you put £300 a month in, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Premium bonds. So premium bonds, if you get picked, you can win. All right. Now I know some people don't like premium bonds because they see it like it's lottery, like it's gambling. So again, it's all up to your own conviction. So yeah. But premium bonds, there's a chance that each month someone gets £1 million or £25. There's no interest. You either get picked or you don't get picked. If you are in debt, you've got different options. The number one thing most people want to do is pay off the debt with the highest interest first. For me, the best thing, write all your debt down. Face your debt. Face your debt. Okay? Write your debt down. Who do you owe? How much do you owe? What's the interest rate? What's the monthly payment? Write that down. Now, for a lot of people, the first thing is to go for the one with the highest interest because that's costing you the most. But sometimes the snowball effect is the one that really pays off because it's about mindset. And what that says is go for the one with the smallest amount. So that one that's like £300 or £400 and just pay that off. Pay off the one with the smallest balance, because what happens is when you pay that off, you get to carve that card, you get to throw that statement away. You know you're not going to hear it from them again. You feel good about it, and that motivates you to go again. And actually, the snowball effect has been proven to people who tend to pay off debt quicker through the snowball effect than they do paying off the one with the highest interest. So just bear that in mind. All right. If you do have an overdraft, do bear in mind that, the best way to close it is to fix an amount. So let's say I got £1,000 in my overdraft and I can afford to pay £100. Put your £100 in there, then call up the bank and tell them I want to reduce my overdraft by £100, so to £900. That way you can't slip back into it. And every month you put your money in and you reduce it. And you reduce it until it's closed down. That is the best way to pay off an overdraft. All right. If your credit's good, look at balance transfers, get that 0%. All right. You can't get out of debt by keeping the same lifestyle that got you there. Remember that. You can't get out of debt by keeping the same lifestyle that got you into debt in the first place. This is so important. There has to be change. So website, emmanuelasuquo.com. Email team@emmanuelasuquo.com, Instagram, the Eman Effect UK. I really hope that that helps someone, and let's do the Q&A. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Thank you.
Powerful, bro. Can you hear me? That was powerful, fam.
Thank you.
Powerful, bro. I was making my notes, and I was looking at. I think the main one that stuck out to me was the trees and the apple, and obviously value and money, and obviously value is something that that we talk about a lot when it comes to just like obviously entrepreneurs. So we always talk about the ability to be someone of value that's actually needed, because that's the way you continue to have a consistent, consistent need of, or consistent income as well. Literally, I think Miles Monroe said that, don't chase money, chase becoming a person of value, because obviously money will always attract value in the sense of you know what I'm saying, creating an income. So I thought that was really powerful. You really shared some gems today that if these men actually apply, will definitely, transform their lives, literally, man. So I think we had one. I think we had one question.
Just see the comments now, man. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, man.
Go through the comments, but they were on their team, bro. Literally, man. They were on their thing, man. Literally, it was powerful, man. It was refreshing, and I guess it was really good just to talk about money from a different dynamic perspective. You know what I mean? So you really touched on some things. Amanda, I hope you made your notes, because I was making notes, but I even got here in bold. Find solutions, create solutions, find problems, and create solutions, bro. I mean, when you think about it, bro, all the rich people in the world, literally, they are literally people that are providing services and needs and solutions that all of us need, that therefore all of us have to pay. You know what I mean? And I think one guy I was listening to, the businessman, he was like, look, so many of us are even trying to be too glamorous with the business thing. Fam, he's like, find a needs-based business. Look at where we are now. Food businesses aren't really lacking during lockdown, because guess what? You all need to eat.
Come on.
Food is a needs-based business that will always be here. And if we know what is true, why would it being glamorous and trying to go set up another watch company, which I'm not saying is bad, you can do that and it can work, but get smart with how we're going to go about doing certain things, and look for solutions and things that are actually are needed, like you said, needs versus wants, that will probably generate you income much quicker and sooner than the desire that you want. And obviously, with that income, you can now invest in your dream and your all that good stuff, and you know what I'm saying, and you're good. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Then please, if you have any questions for our bro Emmanuel, please feel free to shoot away. I think there was a question. I think TK asked about if we could. He said if we could provide a definition of the word value.
Yeah, I think for me, when I'm talking value, value is what you add to someone. So when we talked about giving, so when you're able to give, you're able to help somebody. Yeah. So value is something that you're able. Value is given is something that someone has of you. So you can have something. So I can give you. Let's say I give you a phone, but if you already have a phone, it's not valuable to you.
Yeah,
that's not value. Yeah. But if I could give you a brick phone, but if you don't have a phone and I give that to you, that's valuable to you, even though it may be cheap compared to somebody else.
Come on.
Value is what you're able. Is not what is what somebody feels about what you're able to give to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you can give something, and someone sees that and says, "Wow, that's made a difference. That's added to me. I'm in a better position because of what you were able to give to me." Yeah. Now you've added value. And if you're able to do that consistently, money will always follow.
That's good. That's good. Because it essentially, like, value is what you add to those around you. Value could be measured by what is people's, how do people measure their experience of encountering you? Do they leave changed? Do they leave edified, challenged? Do they leave with something? You know what I mean? So, like, and if we're going to make it into basic things like like, let me see well, I'm trying to find a product that's valuable that increases in value. My mind's just gone blank. But when you think about it, guys, even like all of us only buy things that we value, that we deem important, that we deem will actually make us feel, or it will do something for us. So once again, the whole essence of being value is something is centered around what do you have to offer that nobody else, quote unquote, can get anywhere else but from you. You understand? So I think that's the mindset that you have in regards to having value over.
Come on, and this is where someone was talking about the other day. Like, would you rather have, like, I don't know, £100,000 or, you know, a day with a millionaire or something like a real, and most people say, yeah, and most people say, listen, I rather spend time, you know, with the millionaire, with the business owner, because the nuggets and the gems, like the things that you understand differently, and this is why I talk about, you know, dream big. For a lot of us, we feel that we're dreaming big, but actually we're dreaming small. It's only big because we're coming from a place of so little.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So let me get, like, I don't know, like, for someone that doesn't have much, £1,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But to somebody that has millions or billions, £1,000 is nothing.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of us, we're coming from a place of not having much. And so because of that, what's big to us is a Rolex. What's big to us is going to Dubai. Look at now. London is in Dubai. Everyone's in Dubai because to them, that's big.
Yeah,
like, I've done something. I've achieved. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because we're coming from a place of so small. But when you see the other side, I always talk about the fact that to get on this journey and get to where I am today, I've had to climb mountains. You see, when you climb a mountain and you get to the top of a mountain, guess what you see? You see other mountains. You see other high things, and you understand that, wow, what I thought was high is actually still low. There is higher to go. And so for me, for a lot of us, we need to get out of our situation. And this is why reading is so important. This is why adding knowledge to ourselves, platforms like this, is so important, because it allows you to look beyond what you know. This is why men are fighting for postcodes. When there's a whole planet, a whole world.
I was showing yesterday that you can only go as far as you can see. And we were discussing that, what would as men, what would we tell our younger selves? And I said, obviously, exposure inspires vision. So, like, in order to dream and even vision, we still need to be inspired or to be exposed to something that will enable us to think beyond where we actually are. And this is why what you see, and this is why, like you said before, even social media, like, you got to be really critical and really protective over what you're feeding yourself on a consistent basis through your ears and through your eyes, because they're having a direct effect on your heart and a direct effect on how you define your why, how you dream, and how you create vision. So like you said, the books is probably one of the greatest things that we could do. A book contains a book, man, is like it's I don't know how to describe it. A book can contain nuggets of wisdom beyond our lifetime, all captured in one book that can literally enable us to see into the minds of people we've never met. We can hear their minds and their perspective that can change the trajectory of our lives. So I encourage you, man. Like, even if you can't fly out, you can definitely be exposed through what you feed yourselves, through what you read and what you watch and what you listen to. Those things are gates into your life that you must be protective over 100%, literally. 100%. So yeah, we've got quite a few questions, boy. Zero asks, do you currently trade on the stock markets? Tips for beginners.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've always gone into that's my background: stocks and shares, investing. That's what I've been doing as a financial advisor for clients. I think you've got to look at it. If you've got the time, then obviously, you know, stocks are great. If you don't have the time, then, you know, you can use funds and trackers and passive funds and all that stuff, and that's a whole nother lesson. But what I would say is, if you are talking stocks and you want to buy stocks, I would say Number one, obviously, is to make sure that you've got emergency fund and all of those stuff put in place first, and then it's about risk management. How much can you afford to lose? I always look at, when starting basic, start with big, strong, healthy companies. Look at companies. What companies do you use regularly? What companies do you feel are moving? Look at trends. Sometimes, and again, a lot of us have insider information due to the areas that we work in. So for example, you might work in pharmaceuticals, so, or you might work in stationery. You might work in a marketing firm, or you might see where you work might show you the latest technology, the latest things that your company is introducing. For example, Slack. I've been using Slack for about a year and a half now. From a company I was working with, they were using Slack. Now, you buy them shares. Obviously, due to the lockdown, the price of the value of Slack has gone. Zoom gone. Do you understand? And this is just recent. This is just, like I said when I was talking. If you bought these things in March, I'm not talking if you bought them 5 years ago, like Amazon. That's been going for long. Like I'm talking, Zoom is just March. Like a lot of these things are recent. So again, some of the trends are around us. Some of the things are around us. But again, it's about when I speak to a lot of ladies, I'm like, look, you spend a lot of money on Boohoo and that. Why you don't own shares in this thing? They're delivering to you every single day. You're investing. You're the reason. You are part of the reason the share price is going up. So why wouldn't you want to benefit in the profits of that company if you are part of the reason the company is profitable? And it's about, when we start to look at things differently, then you'll know where to, what to invest in and what to look at.
That's good. What are the best ways to consolidate and pay off debt?
The best way, if you've got good credit, then the best way, a lot of the time, is to get a personal loan, and get a loan and know that, you can pay that and you can make overpayments and pay it off quicker at a good rate. Also, like I said, if you've got good credit, you can then transfer to interest 0% credit card if it's on credit card, so that you're not paying any interest. Any money that you're paying is reducing the balance. So yeah, these are the type of tricks. But again, the thing is that most people that are in debt tend to not have good credit. Because you've over leveraged yourself. Now you're a risk. Like, do I want you on my books? Because I'm not confident that you're gonna pay, and I don't want you to default on me. So again, it's a kind of a catch-22. It's like they give the best credit to people that people tend to not to have much debt, have the best credit, and then when you get loads of debt, all of a sudden nobody wants to touch you because you're over leveraged. So you have to be careful with debt. And like I said, for me, I only use debts for two things. It's either making me money or saving me money. And so if I'm not making money from it, and I'm not saying, like, so if I'm looking to invest in a business, or if I've got a business and I need to buy stock and I know I can sell that stock, I might use debt to buy the stock because I know I've got customers that are going to buy it. It's going to make me money. If I save me money, if I'm going on a holiday and I know that if I pay for it now, I'm going to get it cheaper than if I save and pay for it in 6 months' time, then I'll buy it now. It saves me money. So that to me, those are the two times you use it. And then obviously if you get rewards for using a credit card, if I pay for my debit card, I pay for the same thing on my debit card and get nothing, but I pay for it on my credit card and I get points. That's a no-brainer. I just put it on my credit card, get air miles, get points, whatever it may be, and then pay it off with the cash that I had already. We got to start using this to benefit us.
That's good. Thank you, my bro. Do you pay off debt before you save, or save before you pay off debt?
Pay off debt before you save. That doesn't make sense. People do this all the time. I've got 5K in my savings, but you got 10K in debt. Your savings is on 0.01 interest. Your debt is on 8%, 9%. It doesn't make no sense. I'd rather you be at zero than you be out here pretending that you got savings and really all you got is a bag of debt on your head. Get to zero and start building from there.
Awesome. And the next question we have is what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? That thing is popping off right now.
Come on, Bitcoin is cool, and you know it comes and goes. But for me, one thing I want to tell people is you don't get into something when it's up. Who does that? You don't. When you buy clothes, you don't buy clothes when it's at its most expensive. You buy most of your clothes when it's on sale, when it's on discount, when it's on offer. So Bitcoin is at its highest, one of its highest price now. It's gone all the way up. Now's not the time to be buying in that thing. This is what we do as humans. We always want to jump in when things are doing good. And then now you're jumping in now. Guess where? If it's up, the only way it can go is down. And this thing is volatile. It's shown you over the years that it's volatile. So for me, if you want to be in Bitcoin, definitely start track it. Start doing your research or knowledge. But you need to wait for that price to come down before you enter. You don't want to enter now.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, man. Huh? I think that's all the questions we've had so far, man. Bro, this has been good, man. I'm looking forward to next week. I want to, guys, please, next week we're going to be discussing, having more of a conversation about men and money. I want you guys to please, if you have questions, email us at 412men@gmail.com. Or you could, or for those of you in the WhatsApp group, feel free to pop them in there. We'll take note of them and we'll go through them literally, man. But this has been an awesome first session, bro.
Come on, we want to talk everything, man. We want to be talking dating etiquettes, like should you be paying for them first dates? How many do you pay after that? Do you know what I mean? We want to be talking about when you get married, should you be paying all the bills in there? Like I want to hear it, man. Let's have these discussions. Let's talk about real money, like real life issues.
100%. And I tell people all the time, I was like, even when I was sharing with the guys about even when you get married, like fam, the money thing is a serious thing where like you realize, even as a man, as a husband, you know what I'm saying? There's this element of whereby money, for me personally, for me anyway, I had a new perspective of money whereby that money is depicting every facet of our lifestyle. And it depicts 4-star, 5-star, or 3-star. It depicts, it affects every single thing. Obviously, as a husband, as a man, and obviously their innate desire to provide. There's this thing of whereby you want to produce the best you can produce, and you're realizing that there's one thing that's going to allow you to do that: money.
Come on.
I don't want us to shy away from it because it's a big topic. You know what I mean? It doesn't give us happiness, but it gives us choices.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like I'm saying, nobody wants to be poor. The Bible even says those that are poor don't have friends. Everyone wants to be friends with the rich. So let's talk about something that essentially is dictating even how lockdown and how the world is going right now. This whole coronavirus is even how we're managing it is centered around economy, bro. You know what I mean? So, and Boris has announced another national lockdown now. So we're in this thing till mid-February, apparently. So yeah,
read up on this thing.
I saw the notification on my phone. Literally, like it's because you can't leave your house except for medical reasons or food shopping right now, or for work. If you work, yeah. So like, if man, then this is another opportunity for us to up our knowledge, to up our understanding. Like, don't wallow in this moment in time. Even if you have no job, this is a time where you can increase your value.
Come on.
This is a time to invest. If you don't even have money, invest in yourself. So I know for me now, I had shoots like this month. All those shoots have now disappeared. So for me, if I'm honest with you guys, I'm sitting there asking myself, how am I creating myself as a man of value where I can now begin to exploit other streams of income that can help me through this dynamic that we're in? Because who knows, lockdown to April, lockdown to whenever. I can't say, oh, well, no. You know what I'm saying? Create solutions, find ways, navigate, and most of the amazing inventions and all the businesses that we see nowadays were born in times of adversity. You know what I'm saying? WhatsApp, Uber, all them things there. They weren't here 10 years ago in the other recession. They were born out of it, and look at where they are now. I want to encourage you guys. When it gets really, really dark, it means the sun's about to rise, and maybe the sun will be you with your new solution that could feed the world in a way that you can never have imagined. So I want to encourage the brothers. invest in yourself, create yourself to be a man of value. And when you have value, money will follow you. You know what I'm saying? Always, man. And
and things happen. I just say, when you're talking about businesses, I always talk about Netflix and Blockbusters. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Netflix tried to buy Blockbusters. Blockbusters laughed at them.
Yeah.
Then Blockbusters went in. Netflix bought them for £1. Do you know what I mean? It's $1. Like, do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where sometimes we look at it and we say, you know, actually, you know, I'm not in this great space. People are laughing at me. I tell you, like, people laughed at me. I got made redundant. Yeah, I've companies now that made me redundant in the past now tell people that I used to work there. Do you understand?
Right.
When you add value to yourself, those that shunned you, those that laughed at you, they're not laughing anymore. They just want, please, just can we say that you worked here? Can you come in and take some pictures? No, I can't, unfortunately. But it's one of those things that, like, in the moment you're gonna feel weak. You're gonna feel like, oh, I've lost my job. Oh, I'm a failure. Listen, you are not defined by your job. Your job does not define you. The amount in your bank balance right now does not define your failure or success. And that's the problem. Too many of us are looking at the here and now and saying, "Oh, I'm not where I want to be." But are you working to where you're meant to be? Are you working towards that? That's what I want to. That's what I want you to focus on. Forget if you lost your job now. Forget if you haven't got the amount of money you wanted to get. Forget if all your friends are buying houses and you haven't. Are you working towards it? Are you doing the things now that in 2, 3, 4 years' time will pay off? And if you're not, that's why you should be upset. Not the amount of money. No, be upset with yourself that you're not putting in the work. You're not putting in the effort. You're not adding value to yourself in the way that you need to. That's why you should be upset. Forget the money, forget the watches, forget the holidays. That's why you should be upset with yourself.
Yeah, literally, man. Guys, I wanna close out this session with a scripture that I think is very powerful. It's Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. I'm going to read it in a few translations. I'm going to read it in the ASV. It says, "The soul of the sluggard desireth and have nothing." Let me read that again. "The soul of the sluggard desireth and have nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat." Let me read it in the amplified version so that you guys can get the essence of this. "The soul, appetite of the lazy person craves and gets nothing, for lethargy overcomes ambition. But the soul, the appetite of the diligent who works willingly is rich and abundantly supplied." Guys, do you understand that you can be poor and desire to be rich, but still get nothing because desire is not enough? You must have a desire matching work ethic. The Bible describes the soul of a sluggard, somebody who is lazy, can still desire to be rich, crave, but get nothing. It's only the person who is diligent, who works willingly, that shall see the fruit of what he wants. And this morning, bro, I was in the shower and the Holy Spirit whispered something to me. He said, like, my miracle of provision was for your need today, but it wasn't my plan for your life."
My goodness.
What does that mean? It means that miracles are good. When God comes, all that stuff is excellent. But the Bible says, "I have given you power to get wealth." So yes, my miracles can supply your needs. But guess what? Your vision is a description of what you want. Work for it. Your vision is a description of what you want. Work for it. Faith without works is dead. So I want to encourage you, man, them like I want to encourage you, like, yes, God will provide all of your needs. Yes, God will take care of you. Yes, God will miraculously provide for you when you're out of options and you're down and He can do all of that. But God's plan for your life wasn't to do that every single day. He has given us power, mind, hands. creativity, imagination. He has given us power to create wealth. So I want to encourage you guys. We need to be men of diligence and not sluggard souls who desire, men who work towards their vision. Emmanuel gave us that breakdown about having a plan, setting targets, having goals. These things are things that enable us to achieve what we set out to do. So I want to encourage you guys with those last few words, and I want to encourage you guys to invite somebody next week. Next week's going to be phenomenal. Send your questions in. We're going to go all out, men and money, and we're going to really talk out this thing, man. So, Emmanuel, once again, bro, we honor you, we celebrate you, and we thank you for your time, your insight, your knowledge, your impartation. It's been amazing. I'm leaving here with some real nuggets to evaluate my life. I'm going to sit down tonight and write out, what does it cost to be Ayo?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Real talk. Because that, yeah.
Come on.
I never asked myself that question before in my life. Literally, man. But thank you once again, bro. I appreciate it. Man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for creating this platform. Seriously, man. I tell you, I love working with you guys. I love coming onto the platform because I know your heart is pure and what you're doing for like at the end of the day, these days, black men are not the focus. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like. And so it's wonderful to create a space for black men to be able to share, be able to talk, especially Christian men, and you know, and be able to grow and push each other and know that you're not alone and know that you have brothers out there and create a network of encouragement and pushing. So thank you for this platform and what you do. You know, it's not easy. Like you said, you still got a job, you still got a wife and a family and all that you're doing. But you still put this effort in and it's appreciated. I just want you to know it's appreciated. And that's why for me to give time to add value is an honor. I'm honored to be able to do this, my bro.
Thank you so much, man. Honestly, man, I appreciate you 1,000, man. Literally, you don't have to do it, you know, and I've learned by being self-employed, time is my greatest commodity. So, you know, we're taking your time tonight, you know what I mean, away from your family and everything else, and you've came to impart to us. I just pray that God will bless you and you will reap 100-fold from all that you know what I'm saying, you have poured into us tonight, man. Literally, man, it's life-changing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, in the comments, if you enjoyed today, show us some love. Show some love to Emmanuel. Send your thanks, send your appreciations. So guys, as you guys know, this is the year of the model man. I want to encourage all of you to go and find someone to disciple. Find someone to disciple. Take what you learn here and find another young man and teach him. Share with him your failures. Share with him your successes. Share with him the reality of who you are and where you're at right now. I want to encourage you, man, then. This is the year to get active. This is the year to be diligent in what we say that we're about. And we're about Jesus, and we're about making disciples. We're about seeing the gospel of the kingdom being expressed. And we're about being examples for 12. Let's now really see it in our lives. So I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you all this month. By the 31st of January, just find one guy that you can pull yourself into, that you can talk to once a month, twice a month, and check in with him and see people's lives be changed through your life because of the word that you carry, which is found in Christ. And then Asuquo Duni. This is the first session of Men and Money. I want to thank you all for coming, and we see you next week, 7:30 sharp. Blessings, people.